Hey guys, I'm HOJ, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another Best of One standard event with a updated version of my Naya Toolbox deck. If you want to see the previous run through Best of One constructed event with this deck, there's a link in the description. There's also a link for all of the win rate statistics, the deck list on moxfield.com, and also if you'd like to subscribe if you like this kind of content and you want to see more. So let's jump into the changes here. So after playing this deck a little bit more on ladder, I really like what Formidable Speaker is doing, just giving us access to kind of everything. And again, if you want to look at the previous event where I kind of go through every card and what it does, feel free to check the description. But so this kind of gives us access to all of these different creatures that not only can help us with mana acceleration, but also can give us some options for endgame wins. Our default is going to be Ouroboroid. We've got a full play set of that to help just get the win. And then depending on the type of opponent we're up against, if they don't have a lot of removal, we can go for kind of a one-turn kill with Craterhoof Behemoth. And for that, we're going to need to have probably 1 or 2 copies of Badgermole Cub in play. Leyline Weaver is really nice for that as well, just because it does untap, and then will help us get the one-turn kill with the Craterhoof Behemoth. And then for kind of cards that we're using to search up different creatures in our deck, we've got the full play set of Formidable Speaker, the full play set of Breakout, and the full play set of Nature's Rhythm. For our kind of our Silver Bullet tutor targets, again, if we're looking for the one-turn kill, we have Craterhoof Behemoth. We also have a single copy of Curious Farm Animals, which I found to be kind of the best option for dealing with either enchantments or artifacts, just because it does gain us 3 life. It's only a single mana, and you can put it into play and then sacrifice it later when you need it. Then we also have 1 copy of Ademi of the Silkchutes, which is fantastic against both Dimir Mill and also Azorius Control, just to help prevent the board wipes, either on turns 4 or 5, depending on the deck you're up against. And then we also have 1 copy of Doorkeeper Thrull, which is really powerful. It's fantastic against Jeskai artifacts. It's also really good against like opposing Badgermole Cub decks if they're going for like the one-turn kill with Craterhoof Behemoth. It can turn that off. It's also good. It can turn off the life gain from the Authority of the Consuls if you're up against control. It's also nice against Reanimator. It turns off all of the come into play effects of creatures that might be relevant for reanimation targets. So just a really helpful card in general. It also turns off the life gain out of like mono white life gain or Orzhov life gain with like their Hinterland Sanctifiers creatures coming into play. So helpful there as well. And then I have kind of 2 flex slots, which I've decided to add for Commune with Beavers, just to give us some more 1-drops where we can kind of do something on turn 1. If we don't have one of our 8 accelerators, either the Pollinator or the Llanowar Elves, we can use Commune with Beavers to hopefully set up our next play. And that is the deck. The land has been kind of cleaned up a little bit just to give us a little better access to mana. We do have a full play set of Stomping Ground, Temple Garden, Multiversal Passage, and Starting Town. And then 2 copies of Thornspire Verge, 1 copy of Hushwood Verge, and then 3 basic forests for 22 land. Average mana cost is 2.2, and that's the deck. Let's go ahead and jump in. Some notable changes. So I ended up taking out the 5 mana, God, what was it called? I think it was like the Pummeler card, basically there to help with like mono red and any kind of like burn strategy, just because it comes in as a 4/4 vigilance, ward 2, gain 4 life, which is a nice target. So if you're facing a lot of burn, you could slot that back in. And just because I haven't seen much burn, to be honest, either on ladder or in these events, I've seen a lot of Dimir Mill, just a ton of Dimir Mill, and So I just decided to kind of shave a couple slots to open things up. All right, let's go ahead and put the Behemoth back in the deck. We can potentially go and get it if we need to later on, since we don't really know what we're up against here. All right, let's go ahead and get some red mana, and let's lead out with Leyline Weaver, and then into Badgermole Cub next turn. Could be mono black, could be Dimir. Okay, looks like another Dimir deck. And I think with this deck, I mean, we definitely want to have access to Ademi at some point, but I think right now we want to just try to set up our draws and try to get a Ouroboroid online. So let's Badgermole Cub into Breakout. Let's grab another Badgermole. Okay, they're probably looking for their like turn 5 board wipe. There's a chance that they have like Day of Black Sun on 4, so we want to be kind of cognizant of that effect. We're going to have 7 mana on our turn, which is enough to go and find an Ouroboroid and get that going. Okay, well, I guess we natural drew one. That works too. I think just in case they might have Day of Black Sun, we could Speaker for Ademi plus Ouroboroid. I kind of like that, actually. All right, so let's Ouroboroid. And then we can Speaker and go get our copy of Ademi to set up for the following turn. This way, if they're hoping to like board wipe on 5, we'll be ready for it with Ademi. If they have Deceit in hand, it could be a little rough. They can take our Ademi from us, which is annoying. But if they spend their time doing that, then we just kill them. Most likely. All right, putting the 6/6 into their yard, they could be planning to bring it back with Kavero. So if they find a way to live through the next turn, we could potentially try to go and find Doorkeeper Thrull to turn off that option. But even if they get the 6/6, like, it doesn't end the game. They can get... yeah, none of those is really enough. All right, so here we have 10 damage, and then we can have, I guess let's push 8, and then just hold back on Ademi in case they're trying to go for like the board wipe plan. So that's pretty much their only out at this point. They could also, I guess, Day of Black Sun for 3. And then we would just like end of turn. Yeah. That is not going to work. GG. All right, and on to the next. All right, opening hand looks good. We'll lead out here with the Temple Garden. Then we've got Speaker on 3 and Ouroboroid. All right, I guess let's see if we're facing another Dimir deck. Possibly. I assume they take Ouroboroid here. Okay, I guess they are respecting Ademi a little bit. Yep, another Dimir deck. I guess we could have held the land, actually, for one of the speakers. Yeah, that actually probably would have been better. Although we don't have enough mana if we don't, so I guess we have to do it this way. Could also wait, but I think we just want to get this going. And again, here we're just going to go and find another Ouroboroid. Hopefully it survives. We could also get Doorkeeper Thrull. That's another consideration. We can't play it, unfortunately, so I think we're just going to go for the Ouroboroid plan. So I guess the question is if they have another Deceit. All right, now it's a race because they have our Ademi already, so we can't deal with board wipe on 5. All right, so we'll have one turn of Ouroboroid. So I guess we just put everything into this. Hope they don't have Day of Black Sun. And I think... actually, I guess we hold the Llanowar Elves here, just because we want to have the attack off of this. So if they have Day of Black Sun, we still have Ouroboroid plus Formidable Speaker. Yeah, Shoot the Sheriff alone is not going to be enough to do it. The Requiting Hex, on the other hand, will be. I think we just push damage here and then just set up for after they board wipe. So I don't think there's anything we can find here that really is too helpful. We assume they have board wipe on 5. Kavero for Deceit, maybe? Yeah, okay. That is actually pretty good. So maybe we were supposed to play Elves there, but I think, you know, holding is decent because we could have assumed they also had board wipe on 5. So we can Speaker for another Ouroboroid. They might still have board wipe. You get them down to 1. Which would prevent them from like playing a pain land. So that is something. But then we give up one of our creatures here, which maybe is okay. Maybe we just go for it. We could like Speaker and still try to find... yeah, actually, I kind of like that. Let's push. Do we Speaker? Do we just play Elves? I think we Speaker. It's also possible we Speaker, but we don't search. No, I think we've got to search here. So I think the play is we actually pick up Badgermole Cub, because this way if they board wipe, we can still kill them with Badgermole Cub by giving one of our lands essentially haste. So if they just like turn 5 board wipe here, we Badgermole into the win. Yeah, it looks like that might do it, unless they have like Requiting Hex X2. Alright, let's push. Yep, that'll do it. Nice. Alright, opening hand looks great. Got good mana, stuff to do. Ouroboroid. Hopefully Ouroboroid on 3. Alright, looks like we are potentially up against a similar deck, Simic Aggro. Guess we'll find out. The next turn we can go Weaver plus Pollinator. Or we could go for the Breakout. I think I like going for the sure thing though. Oh, that's nice. Alright, so now we can Badgermole into Weaver. Unless this is a different deck. It's possible we're also up against like Omniscience. Could be another deck we might be facing. They have counters. Okay, Consult. Probably more likely Omniscience. Or maybe Reanimator? No, it's Omniscience. Okay. Well, at least they don't have like the land yet. So we've got at least another turn. They've got Kona, but they don't have like a Vendo or something. Or Uthros. Alright, so we could just Ouroboroid. Actually, we have enough to break out into Ouroboroid. So let's do that first. Sure. We don't have enough... I guess we can break out after we Ouroboroid now. Guess we'll use the one we showed him. Could also Speaker for like Craterhoof, although I think we maybe kill them next turn anyways. Guess we can just Pollinator plus Breakout here, which is still pretty good. Ooh, there's another Badgermole. That feels good. And now I guess we can Speaker. Might as well get the Craterhoof here. I don't think there's anything else they could do next turn. We could also just get like another Ouroboroid. That works too. We've got 3, 6, 9. Yeah, we've got. Let's just get the Craterhoof. We even have enough mana in case they have like counterspell mana. Yeah, so even if they Kona now, they don't have like the Avendo or the Uthros. And if they tap out, we've just got Craterhoof for sure. Although I don't think they have any hard counters, so I don't think it matters either way. All right, opener looks good. Weaver plus Badgermole. We need like a way to find something, but hopefully something comes. Since we have starting town, we could, I guess, go like passage for white. Could also just starting town. I think that's probably fine too. We didn't have any turn 1 accelerator, which is kind of rough. I guess we could use farm animals to get rid of their pollinator. I mean, we're not going to do that now, but at some point. So I guess depending on what we draw, like if we Badgermole into another Badgermole, it's a little bit better, but Weaver is still just pretty good for most other plays. Like if we go Weaver and then we draw like actually I guess Badgermole is maybe just better. Trying to think of situations like I think we need an extra mana for Weaver to be more useful depending on what we draw. Happy to trade here if they're open to it. Okay, so they're trying to catch up on Badgermole. Makes sense. Okay, we've got our own Nature's Rhythm. We can pick up our second Badgermole, but we don't... I guess we don't have the... Don't have Craterhoof in hand. We could go find it eventually, but we could also just like double Weaver this turn. We might also want to get rid of their Pollinator, because next turn they have 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, it's a little dangerous to let that thing run around. Could also hold the Doorkeeper in case they try to go for like the... If they have like Craterhoof at hand, we could prevent it, which is another option. Alright, so I think we do one Weaver for sure. And then... Man, because like if we go for Weaver, next turn we have 2, 4, 6, 8, or wait, 2, 4, 6, 8 mana. We don't quite have enough. I think we're still a turn behind. So I think actually I'm just going to hold the Doorkeeper Thrull in case they potentially have it. We could also, if we use Curious Farm Animals, I think I'm open to trading Badgermoles here. They might be willing to trade if they haven't got it either. So like the other consideration is we could blow up farm animals to get their Pollinator, and then they don't quite have enough for Craterhoof, because then they only have potentially 7 mana on their turn, even if they have it in hand. So maybe that's just the best. Like we could Doorkeeper, but then that kind of like shuts down some of our own stuff. So maybe it's just better to use our farm animals here. Okay, I think I'm just going to use farm animals. Like the other thing, if we just assume they haven't got it, we could have just played Weaver and then try to go for it ourselves. But we didn't quite have enough. Because I think we only have like 9 mana, which isn't, we need 10 to like go and get it. Actually, we would need 12. I suppose we could use like the Harmonize plus Badgermole to make it 10. That's really good. I did not see that coming. So Doorkeeper Thrull might have been a better backup here. But I guess Simic maybe does run Regent. Interesting. All right. So they could have it in hand now. So maybe we just play one Weaver and then hold Doorkeeper in case they've got like Craterhoof in hand, because they will have 8 mana if they have like land plus Craterhoof. Otherwise, if we don't think they've got it, we can just like double Weaver. I think I'm just going to go for the Doorkeeper play. Problem the Doorkeeper plays, they can just like beat us down here with Regent. I mean, if they have it, like they do just win. All right, let's make this green. I think we got to hold Weaver here. Could also just try to go for... Yeah, I think we just hold Weaver. Or actually hold for Thrull. Okay, and we've got it. Alright, so I did have Craterhoof. Thankfully, we held Doorkeeper, which is nice. However, they are still hitting us for a lot of damage here. So they could drop us down to 5. Do we have enough to get there? Next turn we have 7 mana. We don't have it in hand. They don't have trample, so I suppose we can just take the damage and then try to see what we can do. We could also triple block the Behemoth. But then we just lose to Regent. I think we just take it. It's a little wild, but... So we can do one more turn of setup. If we can survive, then we could potentially get there. So if we have Double Weaver and a Pollinator, that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, it's enough. So basically, what we're planning to do here is we're planning to just block with a Doorkeeper Thrull. I don't know if this is going to work or not. If they push, we block the Doorkeeper, and then that'll give us the ability to go for Craterhoof on our turn. Okay, they're going for Ouroboroid. That makes sense. So we could have it here. Potentially. So we need to block at least 2 creatures if they push with everything. Do we still have enough? If we block with these 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 is enough. I think that's it. Okay, and now we can give them the good game. Whew, that was a close one. That is the power of the Doorkeeper Thrull. But yeah, this deck is a lot of fun. The the ability to have answers to some of the toughest decks. Yeah. Doorkeeper does so much in the meta right now, like with Reanimator, and especially like the Mirror, just like you just saw, just has a lot of options. So the question is, do we use this for red or white? Probably red, because we have like the full plate set of breakouts. But it depends, I guess, what we're up against. Okay, so it looks like we're up against Boros Ascension. Oh, I guess we found red. Probably play Stomping Ground and then go for Badgermole. Alright, we don't quite have enough mana. We could do the Curious Farm Animals to go and get our Seam Rip and gain some life on the way. We could also do that next turn. I think we just go for another Badgermole Cub here. They might use their headliner to kill our Badgermole. Guess we'll see. Okay, there's the Ascension. I do love this deck. It is a very fun deck. This is definitely exactly how I built mine. Alright, so now I think we could do another round of Badgermole. We could also go and get like a Formidable Speaker. But I think Badgermole is just too good. So if we Badgermole here, could have 2 mana open. We kind of need the life of getting this one back, though. Also, Ascension could be very dangerous very soon. They're going to have extra mana. Maybe we have to get rid of their Ascension. I don't. Maybe we live. Maybe we have enough. I think we get Curious Farm Animals, block, and then use it to get back our Badgermole. I think that's the play. Let's see. Let's do it for 1. We are going to need untapped land. Alright, so they're not choosing to use their headliner. Do we want to trade with headliner? So I think we block here, and then before damage we sacrifice. We're going to take 2, 4, 6, 8 damage. We'll gain 3, so we're taking 5. They could have like another Burst Lightning or Seam Rip. If we do it this way and we get back our Badgermole Cub, next turn we're going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 mana, which is enough. So I think we just block like this and keep our Stomping Ground. Get back the Seam Rip. A lot of it comes down to them not having removal for our Badgermole Cub. If they have like Burst Lightning or Seam Rip, we could be in trouble. Another Harrier, okay. This is our turn to shine. I don't know that we have enough to actually kill them is the only problem. Because we only have 6 creatures, it's +6/+6. That's 11. I suppose it's 19. And with the trample, it's just enough. Alright, here we go. Yeah, with the trample, it's Xaxes. Nice. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of how you have to go against this matchup in a way. You just have to like one turn kill them. Like there are, I suppose, like if they're not ahead like that, you can maybe try to do like the Ouroboroid strategy. But like when you're coming from behind, you just got to get the mana there and then just one turn kill them if you can. But yeah, the Curious Farm Animals was clutch there because that 3 life, I think, did we need it? Maybe we didn't because we were down to like 5 or something, right? But it definitely feels good to have that buffer. All right, opener looks good. All right, looks like we're up against potentially... let's get Stomping Ground going here. Jeskai control. I think that's usually what this means, yeah. So question here is if we try to go for Badgermole, which is going to be like a high value target, or the Breakout. We could just whiff on Breakout, but I suppose if we whiff, we can just like Speaker into Ouroboroid, which is another option. Although getting the mana going is super nice. I think that like they have so much removal here. I might just go for the Breakout play. Maybe we're supposed to just like jam the Badgermole and just like eat the removal, but it feels just so much better to like not have to expose it just yet. They could also have like Counterspell here. Interesting. So do we Badgermole or Craterhoof? We have Nature's Rhythm. I don't think like Craterhoof happening is pretty low since they have a lot of burn and like a lot of like removal. So maybe we're just supposed to Badgermole here and just try to like win with Ouroboroid. I don't really think we one turn kill them. Because they have like Lightning Helix, Get Lost, a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Badgermole here. there's the Helix. The other potential danger here is that if they have Ultima and we don't have Ademi ready, we could lose our entire board if we get a bunch of land going with Badgermole, so that is a consideration. I think they have like maybe 1 or 2 copies in the deck, but there is a chance. So let's, I guess we push for it though, right? Badgermole into Pollinator. They could have Day, but like we have another Badgermole going, so maybe that's still okay. Otherwise we could like go and try to find a Ademi right now. I think we want to get mana going though. Man, this is so bad if they have Day here. So I guess the question is, do we expose both Badgermoles? We could just like put Pollinator here instead, so that if they have like Day on 4, we don't just get completely blown out. Man, this is tough. I guess if we don't, like, what do we do next turn? So like next turn we have 6 mana if we don't, or if we don't play anything, then we could use like Speaker to go find a Ademi and just hold, but we're not like putting a ton of pressure there. I think I'm gonna hedge and just go for the Pollinator play. So like we still lose a lot, but like we don't lose everything if they just board wipe here. It's pretty bad. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be bad. Man, with Helix, it like made me want to like play both Badgermoles. I don't know. Here, I think we have to have a Ademi ready, just because we have so much of our land exposed. So I think this turn, like, my concern is maybe they have Get Lost here. I think we have to do it, though. Let's get more land. If they have counters, it's rough. Spell Snare. Yeah, Spell Snare hurts. That's a beating. Man, we can't even use Nature's Rhythm. Yeah, maybe we were just supposed to like double Badgermole that turn and just like hope they didn't have the Day. Because like every turn it gets closer to turn 7, it's like we're just closer to losing. So you almost kind of just have to like put everything out there. So maybe we were just a little bit too timid in this matchup. All right, we can get another Badgermole, but they almost certainly have like some form of like mass removal here. We don't have enough mana to also have Ademi going and protect it. I think we just got to find a Badgermole and just have it stick. It's not ideal, but it's what it is. We could also just, I suppose we could put Ademi into play, but then they could just like get it with like Helix or something like that. Man. Like we are really opening ourselves up to the possibility of Ultima just destroys us right now. Like, it's so bad. Day is pretty bad too, but it's not as bad as Ultima. I think if it was Ultima, it would just be a scoop. All right, how many Badgermoles have we lost? We have lost all 4 of our Badgermoles. That's a beating. All right, well, we can just go and find... We can try to go and find Ouroboroid. We could break out... Try to get like a little bit more mana. I think we just... Yeah, I think we can break out first here. See if it works. Okay, I guess they are not feeling the breakout. So it looks like they might have Jeskai Rev here. Which is unfortunate. So I think we just Speaker. Could also try to go get like a spider. Do they have Jeskai Rev? Looks like they do. There it is. Yeah. I think we just want Ouroboroid. Yeah, I think we were too timid on the turn that like we needed to have both of our Badgermoles stick. Because like, yeah, once you get to turn 7, they just have Jeskai Rev, and it's really unfortunate. So I think you're just in that situation where you just have to like put everything on the table and hope they don't have day. So basically hedging that turn was probably where we lost. If we had had another Badgermole in play, maybe we could have salvaged it. So we can lead out with Verge. It's a nice pickup. So this could be, okay, I suppose it's just like Dimir, where they probably have like Curious or Enduring Curiosity, that kind of thing. It's another nice pickup. Now we can go and find another Badgermole. And get a Speaker going. Now they might have Deceit. Let's see. So we have 3, 6, 9, 10. We can go get the 1-turn kill, and like if they don't have it, or like removal, we just get them. But like, what's the chance of that, right? Because they could probably kill a Badgermole and then we're left with 7 mana. So I think the safer play is probably just Ouroboroid, even though we could do the one-turn kill here, just because there's a very good chance they have some kind of removal. So I think this is a little bit safer. Plus we have a lot of board presence. I don't think they run board wipes. I could be wrong, but I don't think they do. They might run, I suppose they could run like Day of Black Sun potentially. What do we want to lose? I kind of like all the mana. Because that gives us a chance to like go and find stuff. I think we can lose the speaker here. The speaker doesn't really do much. Oh, I suppose, yeah, never mind. We lose our Nature's Rhythm. But it's still nice to have access to that. Could also just play Speaker here without any like search target just to get like a big board. That's probably fine. Now we can just push. I think we were able to push with everything. If they want to just like get the free kill off the Verge, they still take 2 damage. So then they take 9. Does that flip their Cecil? Yeah, actually that's maybe not a good idea. So maybe we just attack with these 3, just to make sure that they don't get to flip Cecil. I mean, they can still flip Cecil now, but we have a chance to kill it. All right. I think we just have him now. Just full push. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'm curious how that Jeskai control game would have played out if we'd been a little bolder. Opening hand looks good. Are we up against another Dimir deck? Is always the question. Alright, I guess let's get... We have Thornspire Verge. We can get another maybe green source here. Alright, so they're showing us they have something. Probably like the... I can't think of the name, but it's like the unsummon for just your opponent's stuff. I can't think of the name. So maybe this is like mono blue aggro? They've got something for 1 mana. Dimir again. Oh, I suppose it could have been like... Well, no, 1 blue... Yeah, it's got to be the bounce spell. I mean, they're better off just using it on Ouroboroid when we play it, but if they want to use it now, that works too. Into the Flood Maw. That was the name of it. Couldn't remember it. Alright. So I assume they have, like, Shoot the Sheriff or some kind of removal here. If they don't, it's gravy. Okay. That works. Oh, did I just... Oh my god, I completely biffed. That was a mistake. I meant to play the other Ouroboroid. That hopefully doesn't cost us the game. Although this is still pretty good. If they have another Day of Black Sun, it's awkward. But we're one turn off from... I can't think of the 5-mana board wipe, whatever it's called. With Collect Evidence. So I think that's going to do it. Yep, there's the good game. Alright, there we go. 7-1. I really like this deck. I think this deck is fantastic. To give you guys a little bit of an idea, so I hit Mythic a little recently. I haven't been playing that much on ladder, but there's the sweet prizes. Let's go ahead and open them for you guys. Where are we at? I've been playing just this deck on ladder. So yeah, top 1,000. It's doing pretty well. And so I definitely think you can use it to hit Mythic if you want. Otherwise, if you want to use it in these kind of events, it's certainly doing well. This is its second 7-win finish. And that's 2 for 2. So I've only run this through 2 standard events, and it's gone 7 wins both times. So highly recommend it. Thanks guys for watching, and again, if you like this kind of content, you want to see more, consider subscribing or becoming a member or donating with super thanks, and we will see you in the next one.